What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to my channel. This is Living to Learn. I want to thank you so much for taking the time to watch my video today. As always, I am very appreciative of those of you that give your precious time to listen, to watch, to observe, to hopefully take something away from these videos that I make every week. And before I get started, I want to remind you a couple of things. Number one, the most important way that, for me personally, that you can support me is by subscribing to my channel. That will eventually get me to where I can start to monetize this channel once I get 1,000 subscribers. And so help me get there. Second of all, if you want to take it a step further and you want to invest financially right now at this time, at this moment, in my channel, in Living to Learn, and at Live to Learn Coaching and everything else that I represent, you can find those opportunities in the description of the video. 3 opportunities to donate financially. You don't have to do that, but if you want to, you're welcome to, and I welcome you to that as well. Now, also, last but not least, on TikTok and Instagram, I go by at Live to Learn Coaching. Make sure you follow me there for more content. It's also a place where you can reach me, right? If you want to communicate with me, if you want to ask me a question, if you just, I don't know, you want to send me a comment, a suggestion for a video, I'd love to hear from you. But anyway, today's video, it's, and I didn't do this by design. I did not do this on purpose. But I found that I think out of the last 5 or 6 videos that I've made, I find myself paying homage, acknowledging the loss of someone. And it's kind of, it's very much a reality check. It's very much an eye-opener. And with that being said, I want to dedicate this video in particular to the memory of my friend's mother. You know, mom is such an important part of the family, of the family dynamic. I know how important my mother is. And so to Daniel, to the Alvarez family, my condolences, and this one's for mom. And what that allows me to do now is kind of segue and transition into what I want to talk about today. I have a question for you. What happens when all that's left are shadows? What happens when all that's left are memories? Now, I'm on LinkedIn, right? I'm a sales rep. I've been in sales now for the last few years. And so, you know, LinkedIn, if you don't know, it's a great platform for networking with other professionals. I've been able to meet some really amazing people online, of course, and have learned about some great opportunities. And it's just been a very cool experience for myself. So I would encourage you to maybe get on there. Who knows, maybe that promotion, that job, that new industry that you're looking to get into, maybe you'll find it there. All right, so shout out to LinkedIn. Well, recently I was on there and I read a post from a gentleman who knew one of my heroes. And this particular hero also happened to be a hero of his as well. Excuse me. And when I talk about that hero, I'm referring to my grandfather, the late, great Dr. Jesse Miranda, who was a transformational leader. But this individual, this gentleman was sharing a story. Now, this gentleman is in higher education. He's he's college president or was at one time. I'm not too sure, but he's in those ranks. And he was sharing an unfortunate event that happened and just the way it made him feel. And then he talked about my grandfather, and he said, you know, when Dr. Miranda would talk to you, he made you feel like you were the only person in the room. And I thought to myself, because there's a lot of people that I've come across that have considered my grandfather, had considered him their mentor. They considered him someone who was very influential in their lives. And I'll be completely upfront, frank, and honest with you. Not everyone who said that, not everyone who made that statement displayed something that I would look at and say, oh, you did take something away from my grandfather. So when this gentleman, when he talked about that, when he talked about that characteristic, who my grandfather was and how he made him feel, I thought in my mind, now this is really someone who did soak up what Dr. Miranda was trying to present to him as a mentor, as a resource. And I'm forever grateful for my grandfather because he left an imprint, he left a mark, he left a legacy. All that's left now, he's gone home, he's resting in peace, he's resting well. He's missed every day. But all that's left now are the shadows. All that's left now are the memories. And the thing about it is, we aspire, those of us who aspire to leave something, some type of imprint, something to be remembered by, something to have given, a capacity of ours that's going to extend well past our lifetime. And Dr. Miranda has done that. We don't get to determine what will be taken from that, what will be remembered, what will be held on to. All that's left are memories. All that's left are the shadows. That silhouette of an individual who's no longer here, but very much was here while they were living on earth. An individual who is no longer here, but who was very much here when they were living on this earth. And I ask you this question: what happens now when all that's left are the shadows? What's going to happen when all that's left are the memories? So you and I, we don't get to decide, right? It's like I don't get to say, I know I was a good father. I'm confident that I'm doing my best. I'm confident that I am trying to be the best father that I can be. But when it's all said and done, my children will determine that. Fair or not. What will be spoken of us? And so I say all that to encourage you to do this. To take who you are. Work on becoming the best version of yourself, as I'm working on myself. And that's rigorous, and that's something that we can't even really cover in a 10-minute video, because there's so many moving parts when it comes to that. But I'll say this: take who you are and work on becoming the best version of yourself. Don't waste a moment to project yourself and who you are into the lives of the people that are around you. Some of you will be very surprised at how many people are looking at you, are paying attention to how you move, how you conduct yourself. And I know it would surprise me as well. Every moment, every day is a gift. It's an opportunity. And I feel like I've said this so many times over the last few weeks, but the loss of life, the loss of loved ones, sometimes is that only reminder. And that's unfortunate. So for me, as a life coach, as a leader, as just someone who cares, I want to make sure that I initiate this with myself first. Hey, remember, you woke up today. You're here. Start with that gratitude list. Some of us can't even get past ourselves to be grateful, but we have so much to be grateful for. And I know I sound like a broken record. I know I've said that before on these videos. But sometimes there are things that just need to get repeated over and over and over again until we really understand, until we really get them. And it may not be my voice that gets through to you. Maybe it's another's. I'm okay with that. I've said this before. I'm not saying anything new on here. But when it comes from me, when it comes from my mind, when it comes from my heart, when it comes from my intention, it is unique and it is one of a kind. And you have that as well. You got to know that. You got to know that one day somebody will talk about how you made them feel. Like this gentleman was talking about my grandfather. They'll talk about how you influenced them to see it differently. This is what I'm striving for as a coach, as a person, as an individual. It's part of what I'm going to leave behind when I'm no longer here. And I just hope that I can generate enough momentum that will exist and go way beyond my lifetime. Because I'll tell you what, my grandfather, both of my grandfathers, as long as I'm alive, their memories, who they were, will always be remembered. And so I'm sorry if this is somber, I'm sorry if this is sad, but I wanted to share something from the heart, and I really wanted to just make that special dedication to my friend and his family. And I am very sorry for that loss. And I hope this is helpful. And let me know in the comments if it is. Thank you so much again for taking the time to watch this video. Thanks so much for giving your precious time to what I'm doing, to what I'm building. Because I'm not just doing it for myself, I'm doing it for you as well. And whoever else wants to partake of it. Thanks again. And I hope you have a great rest of your week.